Right, in this video we're going to show you how to upgrade your screen on your Land Rover Defender. So the early screens had a 10 point something or other inch. Was it 10.4, Zach? I can't remember. That one. Anyway, then it went to 11.4. Whoa, big numbers. Look at that. Check that out. Now, not only was this screen bigger, which meant you could see the maps and navigation and everything better, and it looks good, it's actually a different technology of screen. So it's actually brighter as well. And actually, that's the best feature of it. That is the best feature of the upgrade. Because some of the screens, I'll be honest, although it's bigger, the screen, the way they program it isn't that good. It doesn't always use the full screen available. It just sort of stretched it out a bit, but we'll gloss over that. But it is an upgrade. Right, but basically, the upgrade's a bit of a pain because if you look on the back side, they changed the connector plug. So this is the old 10-inch screen and this is the 11.4, and they've completely changed it. Luckily, this little FACRA connector doesn't change. So you can upgrade, and we have designed a conversion loom that goes from this type to the new type. So you can plug and play and not cut any wires or do anything. Hopefully, we'll see at the end of the video. It used to work, didn't it, Zach? We'll see if it works again. Right, so that is the screen we are going to fit. So check out the part numbers. Get a scour on eBay for that part number. Right, now we are doing a 13-inch upgrade, so don't moan at me that you've gone and bought the 11.4 this week, and then next week I put up another video. So, right, but now, right, what else we got? So we got that. That's why we're doing it. Right, now we've already done a video of how to strip out your Land Rover Defender, and I'll put the link up in one of those corners there. And that shows you how to take out these dash rails, right, and get ready. Now, you can, this is where it gets interesting. We have done a video of Land Rover do a whole series of plastics, but there's about 20 bits of plastic, I'll put a picture on the screen, that you have to buy for Land Rover to tell you to fit this screen and this in your dashboard. And even after you've fitted all these, it's really tight on the top dash rail, and some people are cutting the top dash rail. And we thought, that's too much bother. We'll get rid of that. And Zach has designed these. Check these out. Look at these super lush 3D printed. And these are our easy fit screen conversion brackets. And we are going to show you how to fit these in this video. And they're just going to fit onto the back of the new screen. And then we're going to go in the car and fit it. So the car is now at the bit of the end of the video where we took everything out. Now, bear in mind, this is just the mechanical fixturing and the electrical connection. There is some software, what's the word, skullduggery you need to do. You need to change the software deep inside the car and tell it it's got a new big screen, because otherwise you get nothing. And we did the video, we tried just to fit it, and you get nothing on this screen. And you think, I've bought a dud, so I went and bought another one, and it's still dud. Until you change the software to tell it it's got the new screen. And we've done a video on how to change the software, and I'll put that there. So this is the sort of missing bit of the puzzle. I've done it all a bit in the wrong order because I was waiting for these bad boys to come in. So the first step of this is, right, take your old screen. Now in the kit, you're going to get two brackets, what have we got in here, Zach? Oh, Christmas trees. Christmas trees. Don't let me forget the Christmas trees. And you get some new bolts, right? So take your lovely packing that your parts come in, turn your screen upside down. Now, we've got to get this right, haven't we, Zach? Right, so, I've got the screen upside down. So start by getting the screen with the label the right way up. You might want to come around the back of me here, so we've got more of a first person view, Zach. Look over my shoulder. So can you see that? So the label is now the right way up, facing away from me. Now, because we're upside down, left is right and right is left. So that one there that says Mount R is going to be on our left-hand side. Does this making sense, Zach?
Yep.
So that one, bam, is going to fit on there. So take note of this, everybody. Look, these two holes there. Yeah. All right, spin these in. Now we've checked these screws aren't too long, because if they're too long, they're going to go through your screen. So careful. Right, they are M. If you're not buying our kit and you're making it up yourself, what are they, Zach?
M6 by 16.
By 16. Don't go longer than 16, or you'll be in a world of pain. And we were lucky, weren't we, Zach, that you could just get your Allen key, your driver through the hole. I mean, we could have worked something else out, but we thought we were lucky with that, weren't we? Right, now that is now ready. Now, and you'll see when we go to the car now, let's just simply 4 screws to fix this in. Right, now, you'll notice that when it's on the car, look how they're all contoured to fit, so that when you look from the side of the screen, there's nothing to say that wasn't from the factory. Right, these bits here are there's some spring clips in the car, and we need to pop those on, and then there's those screws. But we also need to remember to do and what the Christmas trees are, is as we put this in, the top bit of plastic trim's a bit saggy, isn't it? Now, we have to put these on now, don't we, Zach?
Yep.
So let's put these on. Let's get all kitted up before we go in the confines of the car. We're Friday evening today, ain't we, Zach?
Yep.
Right then. So we reckon... Oh, butterfingers. Right. So we call these Christmas trees because if you look at them, look, let's look at Christmas tree. Can't talk about Christmas yet, can we? Right. I reckon we just jam those in there, don't they? And all they are is little wedges to help the saggy bottom plastic trim go in. You happy with that, Zach?
Yep.
Yeah. And they can stay there. They stay there for their entire life, don't they, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's pretty good. So that is the screen ready to go in. So let's grab our converter, and we'll go and jump in the car. Come on in, Zach. Come on in. Let's have a look. Right, so this should be how we left the car in that other video that you've just watched where we stripped everything down. Now, let's start with the electrical connector. Now, this connector here, you think it's a blue connector, but it's actually just a jacket. It's like wearing some designer fashion wear. Ralph Lauren or something, eh, Zach? Right then. Can't get that in every video. Right, what am I doing? There's a little secret hidden tab there. And if you push it just with a little screwdriver, look, he discards his jacket. And that's just, we don't need that. We can throw that little jacket away. And then what we can do is we can get our conversion loom out. Now, this conversion loom, you can't buy the female version of the male version of this plug. So we've had to use the female, but we've put this double-ended pin header in. Now, we may supply the pin header separately, but it's basically double-sided pins. I'll put a picture on the screen. And we may well ram one side in for you. And then what you can do is then it effectively becomes a male, the connector you can't buy. Now, the trouble is, you can put this in this way. Notice the red ones at the bottom. Or this way, notice the red ones at the top. But you've got to make sure it corresponds with the wires. So, can you see here? This black wire's all on its own at the top, right? And can you see here the black wire is there all alone? The others are all grumped together. He's like the sort of ginger kid in the playground. He's left all alone. No personal experience there. Right then. There you go. So you can just put that there. And there you go. And put that in. Okay, and so now that has connected them all correctly into the correct spaces. Just thinking, oh no, look, Zach, I've got the wrong number of connectors. But no, it is actually right. It's just that little slidey bit for the jacket, so the connector sort of ends there. So make sure you get it all lined up, and you can see the silver bits inside here line up with the silver bits inside there. Right? Now, the trouble with this solution is over the funky blue jacket. The funky blue jacket had a little, you can't pull it apart. Obviously, this could vibrate or pull apart. So what we are recommending you do is nothing more complicated than a bit of insulating tape. So just put a bit of insulating tape around both halves of the connector, and it'll keep it together. And that is actually, it's low technology, but it works. There we go. And we've covered up all those exposed little pins. And that's neat. Right, so we are now all ready. So let's have a look. What have we got? We have got the little Facra connector and we've got the Poppy connector. Right, let's make sure we've got it the right way round and the right way up. So we can now plug in, bam, that connector there. And now we can plug in the Facra connector. Now where's his? So he's going to point down, I reckon. Okay. Let's have a look. Is he going to point down? Yeah. So in the orientation we got it now, his little tail is pointing down. Okay, so we just got to make sure we can tuck all that out the way. And then this is where the beauty all comes to life. Right. Now, when you're fitting this, you've got to remember, see where my finger's going through there? This connector's got to go up through there. Now, it's important to note there are 4 spring clips here. 1, 2, and 2 on the other side where you can't see. Right. Now, those spring clips have got to be pushed through these. So it's a question of getting the top in first, then wiggling it to get those other spring pins in. So here we go. So let's go. Right, move the gear stick down. It's that tight. You have to move the gear stick down. Right, okay. and then you'll feel those go in. Now, these bits are tight. We're going to tweak the design of the brackets a little bit, but they're really... Recording stopped. So if you put your hand behind the bracket there and just squeeze these top ones, right, they will just clip in. There you go, doing, doing, okay. And then the bottom's a bit easier. There. But you see that's absolutely super solid now. The only bit that's not solid is because we haven't got the screws in. So let's get the screws that we took out in the first video in. You may have to wiggle them just to get a bit of a line on here. Right. Don't do them up tight first of all. Get all 4 of them in before you go crazy. Alright, that one. Okay. But you see, you're lucky you can just, again, the bigger screen, you can see the problem with the 13-inch screen is you won't be able to reach those screws. And that's the problem we're having with the 13-inch screen conversion right now. And likewise at the bottom, you can't reach those screws. So, oh, right, we have a little look at the bottom there. Right, there we go. They're a little bit of a piglet to find under there. Zach's giving me the extra light from his torch. To be fair, our Torx driver's not the best either. You want a nice super magnetic Torx driver. You've got to find that hole in there. Oh, I think he's got it. I've got it. And your screws won't be orange. Land Rover should make cars with all orange screws. You could take them apart really easy then. Right, go around and nip those all up. Okay, now this might be a good point to test it works. What do you reckon, Zach? Before we go too crazy. Again, so we've updated all the software on this, and there's the other video on that. But let's just check it works. Right, let's grab the keys. Right, that's all tight. Now, we didn't mention the Christmas trees. Now, it's hard to see, but this top bit of plastic just seems to sag. And by putting those Christmas trees in, it just allows it just to slide underneath and sit super flush. That's one thing we did when we were trial fitting this. It just couldn't, and we were pushing up, and we said, now we'll design those little wedges just to help you in. Right, we've got the keys. Right, let's see, Zach. Check, we're all good. Right, we don't need to start it up. Right, so there we go. So that is the screen. So we're in and working. As long as you've got some life, you're in and working. Okay, so we'll put the rest of it back together and we'll just flick through some other things. But you guys know what the big screen looked like. Someone wrote to us and said, today, Zach, and said, I've used your brackets, all fitted, lovely, Simon. But when you get to, oh, it's all kicking off. Who's calling me now? Sorry, Sid, you'll have to wait. Right. And he went into the weighed-in screen and he said it didn't give him the... Ah, look. Weight sensing. That's just... Right. This is interesting, look. This is true. So the slope assist and the weight sensing has gone. That when you go into the weight sensing, it no longer shows the car. So we need to look at that. All sensors, but do not weighed, trigger depth. That's interesting, isn't it? I'll have a little play with that, but there we go. That could be a problem. Let us know if you've done the upgrade and whether your weight sensing graphic works. Just pop the bits back on. We'll have a look at that weight sensing issue. Let us know your thoughts. Right, and then that should... It's a little bit of a wriggle under here, isn't it? There you go. But yeah, you can see that's nice and tight, super flush there. And then likewise with the top one. You can see also it's nice and tight to the top. That's it all neat. So we'll put the end caps on, we'll get it all back together. But there we go. That is the 11.4 inch screen. We are working on the 13-inch screen upgrade and we'll give a try on that one. So keep watching for that. But yeah, there we go. Good luck with that and have a good weekend.